Scap, the Los Angeles Lakers off to a 3-2 start. Interesting game last night with the Minnesota Timberwolves. No Anthony Edwards, but there was no LeBron James. There was no Luka Doncic. This was an interesting victory for the Los Angeles Lakers for several reasons, but the most important is Austin Reaves balled out and has been balling out. And Kenny Smith made an interesting passing comment comparing Austin Reaves to Jeremy Lin. I think let's play that clip.
I am the new Jeremy Lin. I am AK Bang Baby Luca, and I am shooting this shot to win.
All right, so Austin Reaves hits the game winner last night. He's been hot. He's been playing well. And it made me say, like, if they can go on the road and beat the Timberwolves without Luka, without LeBron, and with Austin Reaves kind of being the man and hitting the game-winning shot, if these guys ever get healthy and if LeBron actually decides to play this year rather than throw a tantrum, maybe the Lakers are going to be more interesting than I thought. Your thoughts?
Well, Jason, obviously, thanks for having me on. As always, a lot to unpack there. But to your first point here that you made, if the Lakers are going to be, more interesting, more compelling, possibly, maybe more competitive in the Western Conference, a very competitive Western Conference than anybody thought preseason, it's going to have to be with LeBron James taking a major backseat. And quite frankly, I just don't see that happening. I mean, if it was just Luka and just AR on this team, I'm all in on it. But I think LeBron James is going to screw up all of this cohesion that they have that's percolating right now around Austin Reaves. And look, I think Luka Doncic and Austin Reaves fit very well together. LeBron James, however, is just a monkey wrench in this whole equation when he gets back.
Scap, you just triggered all of woke America, calling him a monkey wrench. I get it. And so I want everybody. I told Scap to say that. Scap's my guy. He meant nothing by it. I hate to even make it because, he is a monkey wrench that could jack up this whole deal, Scap. Scap, if anyone attacks you, trust me. Have you been? I don't know if you've been watching, but I'm going at people's necks right now over Tucker Carlson. People attacking Tucker Carlson, and if you get attacked, trust me, I'm gonna go at people's neck in defense of you, as well. But why? Why don't you think LeBron at this age couldn't figure out a way? He's sitting there watching Austin Reaves and watching what's developing, and it's like, hey man, maybe I can steal something here with these two guys if I'm the third option and we win a championship or even make it to the finals. That's a great look for LeBron James.
Well, Jason, obvious accidental racial implications not intended there set aside. Right. I'm referring more to LeBron's insufferable ego. This guy, the unending narcissist that he is, that calls himself the GOAT at every drop of a hat. He can somehow wheedle that into any conversation or interview that he's being put through. I just don't see him pulling off the throttle and becoming a third option. This guy is, top 5 all-time in NBA history in usage percentage. He was still, I believe, top 8 in that metric a year ago. And look, Austin Reaves flashed this kind of ability last season. He had a great year last year. A lot of people are just sidestepping like the buffoon Kenny Smith with his idiotic Jeremy Lin comps. Like, Austin Reaves was very good last year.
Did you just accuse Kenny Smith of monkeying around as it relates to Austin Reaves? Is that what I just heard you say?
I don't want to mince words here, Jason. Kenny the Jet Smith is an idiot. He clearly doesn't watch basketball.
Stop. Come on. You don't like Kenny Smith?
Jason, last year, Kenny the Jet Smith got on live air on national television and tried to defend his premise that LeBron James was the second best player on the planet still last year to start the season. He had him above Nikola Jokic last year to start the season. It's obvious that Kenny Smith doesn't watch basketball anymore. Other than the games that they play, obviously, and that he watches in studio. And, I guess he's hearkening back to an era where he was still watching basketball to try to reach for Jeremy Lin. But look, Jeremy Lin is 37 years old, Jason. He's been out of the league since he was 30. He's been out of the league for 7 years. He played in 5 seasons in his entire NBA career where he exceeded like 30 games. His best season of his career in those such moments, like 13 points per game. All right, Austin Reaves last year averaged 20 points per game for an entire season where he appeared in 73 games. Nearly 6 assists and 4.5 rebounds. He was 38th last year, Jason, for the year in value over replacement. That's just a couple slots below players like Jalen Brunson, Jimmy Butler, and Kevin Durant. So Austin Reaves was really good last season, but guess what? He was much better without LeBron on the floor. And that happened in 9 games last season where Austin Reaves did not have LeBron James on the court with him. In those 9 games, Austin Reaves averaged 28 points per game, 8 assists, and 6.5 rebounds, while upping his shooting percentage from 46% to 49% without LeBron. Those are fringe first-team All-NBA numbers if you extrapolate them out. He's just now without Luka and LeBron, so he's ratcheting it up an extra notch. Look, I just don't see a world where LeBron James is sitting in the corner waiting for wide open three-point shots. And quite frankly, that's not really, what he's good at still to this stage of his career. He joked about working on that catch and shoot stuff in the offseason when he was available for media days a couple weeks ago. But that's not LeBron's job, is not catch and shoot. That's not what he wants to do. That's not what he's going to do when he gets on the floor. Also, what he's not going to do, Jason, is defend at all. So I really don't see how LeBron's going to be a benefit to this roster when he does get back into it.
Scap, I'm going to do you a favor. This is how much I love you and respect you for coming on the show. I'm going to get my own self in trouble to distract from the things that you said. I think what you just argued is, and you may not get this reference, but Steve Kim, if he's still watching, he will. But it sounds like you think that Jeremy Lin is a couple of inches short of being the equivalent of Austin Reaves. I don't.
A couple inches, for sure.
Yeah, and so, Scap, just to explain that to you and everybody, I got myself in trouble during Linsanity by cracking a Jeremy Lin joke about a couple of inches of pain, and so I'm cracking that joke to, I want all the heat. Bring it all on me. Leave Scap alone. Scap's a good guy. He's just monkeying around, and so are we. But I'm going to defend Kenny Smith. One, I think I love Kenny's role on Inside the NBA, and I mean that sincerely. And then I'm also going to defend slightly, or just push back a little bit. If LeBron James, if he's sitting there like, hey man, I could back into another title here. Man, Luka's in great shape. Austin Reaves looks tremendous. People think that I struggle to elevate others. That is kind of the knock on LeBron. It's like he diminished Chris Bosh. He diminished D. Wade. He diminished Kyrie Irving enough that Kyrie wanted to get away from him. If here, at the end of his career, if he could be some sort of asset to elevating Austin Reaves and helping Luka win a championship, that would be a great look for LeBron James.
It would be, Jason. I just don't believe he's capable of doing it. Look, again, he was on this team last year in the second part of the year with both Luka and Austin Reaves. LeBron for the year, though, last year was a -54 plus minus. Luka in just like 30 games with the Lakers was over. He was around plus 200, and Austin Reaves also was plus like 200 something last year on the season. So I mean, LeBron, whatever good these two guys can do, meaning Luka and Austin Reaves, I just believe LeBron James will undo it by everything that he's become in the last couple years, which is jacking ill-timed shots, trying to stuff his own stats, and then really not contributing much on the defensive side of the ball. If he can self-assess while sitting on the sidelines and see, what's going on right now with this lineup and try to add to it, I think he can. Like if he just wants to be a defensive guy and shoot 10 times a game, maybe fast breaks and like slashes to the basket or whatever, maybe if he has his three-point shot going that night, shooting a couple catch and shot, wide open things there. But I just don't think the guy has the ability to do that. I think his ego is going to prevent him from doing it.
I want to ask our audience, do y'all agree with Scap here? I just think LeBron stuck his neck out and forced J.J. Redick as the head coach. And so this would take so much self-delusion or, a lack of vision not to see that, like, man, I got an opportunity to justify the hiring of J.J. Redick out of the broadcast booth to be the head coach. I get to add a fifth title and help a white guy in Austin Reaves and Luka Doncic win championship. Man, you want to talk about going out on a high note and justify even having my son forced on the roster. Man, LeBron could really stick the landing here in a way that no one would expect, and people would celebrate and treat him well and end up saying, man, he's a better teammate than Michael Jordan. He could really add to his GOAT conversation here by changing up his role and being a guy that averages 15, 17 points a game this year and 9.5 rebounds and 6 assists or whatever, and playing a little, and playing 29, 30 minutes a night or whatever, 28 minutes a night. Man, I just think this could do so much for him that I do think he'll consider it, but maybe he'll, playing third fiddle to two white guys may be too much for LeBron, because LeBron does like to lean into the racial stuff. You could be right.